So I was told there's a Braixen in this battle? Okay, that's actually something interesting. So double battle, which was first I wasn't understanding. Like, all right, so we have Eviolite. I was thinking maybe like some kind of singles tank up and sweep, but in doubles, that opens up the door for a lot more crazy stuff to happen. And hey, we see a Lantern again. All right, what's Lantern gonna do with the Charizard next to it? Here we go, and Aegislash Sylveon. Wow, this is a complete X and Y battle, isn't it? So Charizard X makes a lot of sense because having a Charizard Y with a Water-type Pokemon doesn't really work out as an idea. And then there's Charizard with the Heat Wave. So going to try to do as much damage to Aegislash as possible. Wow, Charizard X with the Heat Wave. That's definitely interesting right there. But that's just going to give the weakness policy over to the Aegislash. And Sylveon actually gets a burn out of it, which is really nice. So that's a Moonblast. That's in the Charizard. Going to be, wow, enough to KO. That's a bit ridiculous right there. And Aegislash with the Swords Dance. So Aegislash now +3. Bad things will happen. And Lantern gets the Thunder Wave, but it will fail because Sylveon actually ended up with a burn. So try to Thunder Wave the Sylveon, and that didn't go so well. So there's Braixen. What's it going to do? Aegislash has the stance change. I mean, I guess it has to be headed for the Braixen. What? I was about to say it has to be headed for Lantern, or else Braixen's gone. Except, wow. That's some tankiness right there. So Lantern will also endure the Moonblast. So now, alright, the bulk is on the field. I repeat, the bulk is on the field. We might be okay, boys. And the Aegislash took a risk going into that Blade form, but attracting onto the Sylveon instead. Like, all Lantern has to do is Scald, and we wouldn't have to worry about the Aegislash as much. So the paralysis is down, Braixen is low, Sylveon is now attracted, because it's a male Sylveon, and fun stuff is about to happen. So Braixen goes for the Protect, there we go. Going to bait the Aegislash super hard, stays in Shield, stays in Sword, gets paralyzed anyways, but that doesn't really work out too well. And then Sylveon's in Love, and it gets immobilized by Love. Lantern has the Aqua Ring. Wow, Lantern's not going for this finish. What is going on right now? So that's going to be a little bit of leftovers. We'll be able to survive from Sylveon pretty well if Sylveon isn't immobilized by Love. And Aegislash is also at risk of getting attracted right now. So Aegislash gets paralyzed again. That's a bit unfortunate, but it looks like that's going to be enough for the Braixen to take it down. Sylveon gets immobilized by Love, and that's going to be a Confuse Ray. So just layering all kinds of ridiculous right here. Now, Attract, Confuse Ray, Paralysis, Attract. I mean, Aegislash will never attack again, is what this is looking like. As Lantern does its own little thing right here. And whenever you see the Attract shenanigans, though, it's always going to be pretty fun. So I want to see where the rest of this goes. Like, Sylveon's just losing to Burn right now. It's not going to get anything done. I want to see, like, Braixen take an offensive approach to this. Because Aegislash, it's confused, hits itself in confusion, and KOs itself because +4 × 3 attack. It's going to hurt. And there we go. Sylveon is in Love once again. Actually gets the Moonblast. How much will the Moonblast do to the Lantern? Well, Lantern got to heal up from the Aqua Ring and the leftovers, so it will be fine. And Confuse Ray onto the Sylveon. So pretty low chance to actually get a turn off, and then also goes down to the burn overall. But Braixen with the Flame Charge wants to get a little faster. Gots to go fast. It's now speedy. Ooh, wow. So Attract, Flame Charge, Protect. What's that last move? How are you going to actually score KOs if, like, Lantern and all your other Pokemon go down? But Lantern's putting in work. This is one of the silliest battles that could ever happen, and that's pretty cool. So Sylveon goes down. Greninja comes in. And Talonflame as well. Alright, so Talonflame's out. And we have speed, so that's going to help us against the Greninja, but not so much the Talonflame. So that's what you want to deal with. There's a Protect right there. Greninja has a Grass Knot, trying to do as much as it can to the Lantern, but I don't think that's going to be enough. There we go. So Lantern tanks it up pretty well. So where we need that Confuse Ray, like Talonflame needs to get hit by that Confuse Ray, breaks and protects itself from the U-turn. Lantern actually has the Thunder Wave, hits the Greninja with it. Okay, then. That's a bit more interesting than I expected. I mean, is that Banded Talonflame? Did it just lock itself into a U-turn for the rest of the battle? Did the opponent expect the Grass Knot to KO like that? Yeah, Talonflame has a U-turn. Hits Braixen, but doesn't really do much of anything. And then there's an Attract. So that's going to be the attract on to the Talonflame. Talonflame is now in pretty good situation. Lantern's got Thunderwave, or Talonflame's not in a good situation. Braixen's in a good situation because now Talonflame has like a 1 in 3 chance of actually getting a move off for the turn. Before the Confused Ray comes in, there's the Grass Knot. Lantern though, oh, it barely goes down. I feel like that's a barely, you know, after all the health gaining and whatnot. But Greninja going to lose health off that Life Orb, and now we have Cinccino coming in. Cinccino gets to pick off this Greninja like super easy right here. There's a Tail Slap. Slapping around the Talonflame instead, though. Good chance. Wow. Like, there's so much hacks on this team because if that's Kingdruck, that's already like 43%, and then Attract, and then Confuse Ray, and then Paralysis. I think this is actually like the highest stack I've ever seen for damage. And there's the Flamethrower on the Grass-type Greninja, knocking it down. So that's Flamethrower and Flame Charge. And Attract. So it seems like it can do some work, but it's also reliant on your side of the field making as much progress as possible. Talonflame gets shut down, and that's a GG. That was pretty funny. Wait, no, it's still there. It is. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure that was 4 Pokemon going down. Wow, I like that team. That's a funny little team you got there, and I'd like to see more battles, but I think that was the only submission. So there we go.